Welcome in, boys and girls. Warchant TV, warchant.com, and here we stand at Aviva Stadium, where Florida State will play in 2024 against Georgia Tech. But most notably, Ira, not only have we been graciously hosted here, we have learned the history of this great stadium, and it's pretty overwhelming. It is something to behold. Hopefully you can get a sense of that as you watch this video. They've been playing sport here since 1872, and we watched really the origins of this, and we saw the stadium built over time. Then we also saw a video in which they tore it down and built this magnificent creation, and this is going to be a fun place to watch a football game.
Yeah, we talk about the history of sporting events and venues in the States, and a lot of times those histories go maybe to the early 1900s or mid 1900s, but yeah, you're talking back to the 1800s. And then also just this site, during wartime, they've assembled troops here. They've done, during COVID, they had a lot of the efforts for the civilians were here. It's part of the community. I mean, you can't really
part
see
of the community, yeah.
There are houses right past this stadium. It's really part of the community. A lot of the people who come to the games here, and they play a lot of English football and rugby games, they just walk from their community, from the neighborhood into the stadium. It's really the history, you can kind of feel it, but it's also a very modern stadium. It was just built about 12 or 13 years ago, reconstructed. And it's beautiful, man. It's as beautiful as any stadium we've ever been in. One
of the things that really stands out, and you're great to point out the community aspect of this. So when you're in Dublin, one of the things that you'll love is, first of all, the people are great, but there is a community sense here. You're around the restaurants and the pubs. It's all right here surrounding the stadium. So you come from the airport like we just did before getting here. 20 minutes later, you're at your hotel. You're in a beautiful community of Dublin. You're at a pub. You're walking to the stadium. You're pre-gaming. You're having a great time. And then once you're in the stadium, depending on where you're sitting, one of the things that really stands out about this stadium is how close you are to the action. So unlike American stadiums that can be pushed off in the back a little bit here, if you're sitting right here just behind where your camera is, you are on top of the action. And really, anywhere you look here is a great view. So there's not a bad seat either.
Yeah, it's so close to the action. They're going to have to make some accommodations because the teams will be right here and the fans are right there.
Yeah,
so they're going to have to make some accommodations for it because it's, in American football, obviously you have 100 players on a team. It's just going to be a different scene. But one of the cool things we saw behind the scenes, and we'll have a lot more of this coming in videos that Aslan's producing, but how they've retrofitted some of the elements underneath the stadium for the locker rooms, for first-class training, athletic training, for medical x-raying and all those types of things. It's really state-of-the-art. But again, what's cool here, I mean, to me, what really hits you is the history and you almost can feel the energy here. Like I know the game's 13 months away. I think it's August 24, 2024. The Florida State and Georgia Tech are going to play in the stadium. But you can almost feel, like you were just saying a few minutes ago, when the war chant gets going.
And it will echo throughout this stadium. It's amazing to think about. And you're right, it's such an intimate setting. I can only imagine how loud Florida State fans will be for this game and how this will reverberate throughout when you think of the war chant. But also, one of the things that I also notice is the great pride that they have in this stadium, and you can see why. As you learn more about it, and you learn they play 25 games or so a year here between rugby and soccer. We know that, and then they have concerts as well. I joked with Tom back home that nobody's safe from Taylor Swift. She sold out this venue as well next year for three nights. Imagine that, yeah. So there it is. But you guys will be here in 2024, and you won't regret it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and entertainment acts. So Michael Jackson played in this venue. Frank Sinatra played in this venue.
Frank Sinatra.
Old Blue
Sammy
Eyes.
Davis Jr. with him, by the way.
So it's really. I mean, again, that's like, I don't know, man. I'm just blown away by the whole thing. I mean, it's we've been in so many stadiums, and a lot of them are new, but they feel new. But when you know the history of what has happened on this site, it kind of gives a different dynamic.
Yeah, different flavor for a football game and a fun one, and you're going to want to check it out. But I will say this is the first of many videos that we're going to have for you, like Ira alluded to. So be checking back in. As always, make sure you like and subscribe, thumbs up. Get yourself caught up with everything that's going on with Florida State football, which includes a game in Ireland here in Dublin, Aviva Stadium 2024.